What's up, everyone? Okay, so another racial situation recently. This time involving a author and an employee at the Metro Transit of Washington, where a photo was taken and put it onto Facebook. I'm sorry, Twitter, and now people are calling out this racist act. Okay, before I get into it, I'm going to show you an article from the hometown paper, the Daily News, the award-winning in journalism. Before I get into that, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let me show you the article. Okay, so let me just go to the beginning of the article. This is the Daily News, New York hometown paper. Author Natasha Tynes may lose her book deal after reporting a black Metro employee eating on the train. Now, on the Metro over there, the Transit Authority in Washington, you are not allowed to eat on the train. It's I guess you get a citation or summons or something from the police department. No one's allowed to eat. And this employee was eating on the train. And author Natasha Tynes, if that's how you say her last name, saw it, took a picture of it, and uploaded it to Twitter. I'm going to get into the article now. Just to start off, I like to say that this woman, Natasha, should have just minded her damn business. Like, it's just nothing to you to just mind your business. I don't know why you just felt. I mean, I understand it's not fair that you can't sit there and eat, and then you see an employee who's also not supposed to eat, and they're eating and they get away with it. Well, that's just the perks of her job, that she'll be able to break a little rule here and there and won't be called out because she works there. I mean, it's like that with pretty much, everyone has, perks at their job, whatever it is. I mean, I'm sure if you worked for a doctor, if you worked in a doctor's office, you'd have no problem, the doctor giving you an examination if you didn't feel good or something, right? You wouldn't have to, go see your regular doctor and schedule an appointment. You could just go to work and the doctor will say, all right, come in, sit down. What's wrong? You know what I mean? So, everyone has certain perks, you know what I mean? So it's just the way it is. Just mind your damn business is really the best policy. I mean, if you're not protecting someone's safety, then you should just be minding your business. Let me get into the actual article. A DC-based author continues to face backlash for her tweet condemning a black transit employer for eating on the train. This time, the fallout is from her publisher. What does her skin color have to do with this? Because she's a black transit employee. I don't know why they're making this about race. Nothing about race was ever said. She saw someone doing something they weren't supposed to. She took a picture of it. She uploaded it to Twitter. She was probably a little upset because it's not fair that this woman is eating on the train when you're not allowed to, and she works there, so she gets away with it. But the commuters are not allowed to eat on the train. So she took a picture of it, and now she's facing this backlash, and it's all about race, right? It can't be about gender because they were both women involved, but it's all about race because the woman who took the picture is white and the woman who was eating on the train, whatever, is black. So we all know it's racism. It's always racism, and it always comes down to skin color. Here it is again, the newspaper, and most of, all of the liberal left news media that's picking up to this story is writing the articles very similar, and they're pushing this racial narrative, especially through social media, through Twitter, is also talking about this as a racial issue. There's no racial issue involved. There's no evidence for race other than the color of the two people's skin, but that's always racism. It's always racism when a white person does something, by the way, against someone of who's non-white. We're always racist no matter what, right off the bat. That is always the basis of all stories, of all situations, is race. Okay, Natasha Tynes shared the photo of the woman who was in the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority uniform on Friday. So she was in uniform. She was eating on the train. She took a picture. She tweeted, "When you're on your morning commute and see at WMATA employee in uniform eating on the train. I thought we were not allowed to eat on the train. This is unacceptable. Hope at WMATA responds," she wrote. Again, mind your damn business is really what you should have been doing. But since it went this far, I mean, clearly in the tweet, it's not about the skin color. It's, she clearly says it. I thought we were not allowed to eat on the train, and here's one of your employees eating on the train. It's not fair to the rest of us. I thought, the left wants, equality and inclusion and diversity and all this nonsense, and then when you get it, all of a sudden it's a problem now. Then she later on in the same tweet, she says, when I asked the employee about this, her response was, worry about yourself. Yeah, you're lucky that's the response you got. You would have gotten a much worse response from me if you were minding my business. Yeah, she told you to worry about yourself. Leave her the hell alone. She's not bothering you. Let her break the rules on her own without your assistance. She doesn't need you to tell her what she's not supposed to be doing. She knows what she's not supposed to do, but she's going to do it anyway because she works there, and that's just the perk of having a job. You get to do things that the customers can't do. You can't do what they do because they work there. That's just how it is. It's like getting an employee discount or something. They're allowed to eat. She can eat without anyone bothering her when you're not supposed to eat, on the train. I mean, the woman works there. She's there all day long. And who the hell cares anyway? I mean, it's just not a big issue to get involved in. But still, I'm upset with the people turning this into a racial issue. I don't know how this is a racial issue. She clearly says it in the tweet. I thought this was not allowed, that you're not allowed to eat on the train. What does this have to do with racism? Holy postmodernist and Marxist Batman. This is the progressives going nuts once again and making an issue out of race where it just doesn't belong. We go further down. As Twitter users began to call Times out for her tweet and the controversy garnered national attention, her publisher announced they were halting shipments of her upcoming book and postponing its production date as they took additional steps to officially cancel it. They're going to cancel it over this, really? Is this worth canceling it because she took a picture and uploaded it to Twitter? Well, she took a picture of a black woman, and that's where she messed up. That's the moral of the story. That's really the moral of the story. So the publisher continued by saying, we do not condone her actions and hope Natasha learns from this experience that black women feel the effects of systematic racism the most and that we have to be allies, not oppressors. Publisher California Cold Blood said in a statement Saturday. Systematic racism, they feel. Yeah, what, the same system that hired this woman and gave her a good job working for the transit is actually a very good job. Yeah, that's the systematic racism you're talking about, and that we should be allies, not oppressors. So pretty much you're taking the stance that they are being oppressed, which means we are doing the oppressing, and that we shouldn't oppress them. We should be their allies. But what if we don't agree that they're being oppressed? What if we just don't see it that way? Should we? You're gonna ruin our careers if you can. If we don't see them as being oppressed, I think really what it is. I think it's like what George Bush said: the racism of low the soft bigotry of low expectation, and that's exactly what this is. You're assuming that black people are they're oppressed. I mean, just look at them. Look at them. Look how oppressed they are. I mean, what are you saying? You are already saying like you look down on them, and you're being condescending to them. This woman works for the transit, the transit system there in Washington. She's probably doing very well for herself. Maybe her and her husband own a home, kids go to a good school. Did you reach out to speak to the woman and see what her financial situation is? She's probably doing very well for herself, but you're assuming she's oppressed somehow. It's just nonsense. It's just more low-hanging fruit of a philosophy that the left has. This is, once again, just another form of this intersectionality, postmodernist, Marxist bullshit coming from the left. The progressives, I mean, they're not really progressives. They're really socialist. Using the word allies is just another word for saying comrades. This is, most of us can see right through them. They're so delusional. They're self-loathing white liberal. They're just so pathetic. We go further down the article, and let's see. The development follows distributor Rare Bird also denouncing Times and dropping her project. The company called her actions truly horrible in a statement on Twitter. What is horrible about it? It was stupid, but what's horrible? She took a picture of a woman doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing. She was minding someone else's business. That's horrible. It's foolish, but horrible. They wrote, black women face a constant barrage of this kind of inappropriate behavior directed towards them and constant policing of their bodies. This statement read, who's policing their bodies? Are you serious? There's people going around policing black women's bodies? How low do you think of these people? I see black women being free, completely free. I mean, according to all of the ones I see in public and on TV and throughout magazines and through social media, they all look pretty free to me. No one's policing their body. They're doing whatever the hell they want. In fact, they're doing the same thing all the other women out there are doing. No one's doing anything different. They all kind of look the same in that sense, right? They're all just moving around doing what they want. Who's policing their bodies? That is just a ridiculous a comment to make. I would really love to speak to the person who wrote that and get an explanation. Who and how are their bodies being policed? I mean, it's ridiculous. We think this is unacceptable and have no desire to be involved with anyone who thinks it's acceptable to jeopardize a person's safety and employment this way. Now, I agree with that. That she definitely is jeopardizing the woman's career by doing what she did. Now, okay, the woman was wrong for eating on the train because she works there, and you're not supposed to do that. You broke the law. That you broke a rule that would have led a commuter to get a ticket, a summons from the police or a citation, whatever they call it. But you got away with it, and it's wrong. Granted, but she's not a hardened criminal. What'd she do? She pulled a donut out of her pocket and ate it or something. I'm sure she didn't have like one of those foldable trays that you set up, and she pulled out Tupperware of food, and she was eating lasagna. She had a bib on or something, and she was eating lasagna with a bottle of wine next to her or some shit. I'm sure she just pulled a bagel out of her pocket, or a little bag or something she was eating. Like, it's not a big deal. She's not a hardened criminal or anything. But yeah, her job could be jeopardized now, and I do feel for her, and I think that was stupidity on this woman, because even if that woman did something wrong, I don't think she deserves to possibly lose her job over something like this. It's not worth it. So yeah, she did jeopardize this woman's career over nonsense, over getting emotional over something stupid. I do agree with that part of the tweet. The first half of the tweet is fucking stupid. Okay, Times. Let's see. Times. A World Bank employee eventually apologized for the tweet, saying she was truly sorry. According to the Washington Post, her Twitter account has been deleted. Let's go further down. Her book, They Called Me Wyatt, had a 1.4 rating on Goodreads. As of Sunday, numerous commentators cited the controversy as their reason for making it with a 1-star rating because of the controversy. Was it a good book? Yes or no? I don't give a shit about the controversy. Read the book. If you enjoy it, give it the stars it's worth. Like, you purposely gave it a bad star because of the controversy. Like, you kind of just admit your biasy there. It's stupid. That's just a stupid idea. I mean, I'm never going to read the book anyway, but still, either give it a good stars because it was a good book, or give it a poor star. But the controversy is the reason why you give it such low ratings. Like, you kind of just gave up your position right there. You just admitted that you're completely biased. And then here's something that they used. A person on Twitter wrote, and the Daily News, they're quoting one of the Twitter users. Weird, I tried to finish this book in peace, but then the author randomly came up to me and told me I wasn't allowed to read on the train, and then she reported me to my employer, possibly getting me fired, one user wrote. Oh, wait, that's what she did to a Metro Rail worker who was trying to peacefully eat her meal while commute. Take a photo of her to blast her on Twitter and complain. Okay, this is just ridiculous. First of all, if you were trying to be funny, it's just not funny. You might want to take some comedy classes. Second, she was trying to peacefully eat her meal where she wasn't supposed to. She works there. There's rules. There's laws. There's no eating on the train, even as an employee. So she was just peacefully breaking the rules. That's all she was doing. She was just peacefully doing something that I wouldn't be allowed to do if I was on that train. So that is just stupid in itself. Not for nothing, but this entire situation is all stupidity. All stupid. It's stupid because, all the way from the beginning, the woman who was not allowed, the woman who worked there, she's kind of stupid. She's only kind of stupid for getting caught. Let's be real. You're kind of stupid because you got caught doing something you weren't supposed to do. Not a hardened criminal. There's no eating on the train. You were caught eating. That's what makes her stupid. She was caught doing something that I probably would have done and will still continue to do after I got caught, to be honest with you. And then here comes the author taking a picture, minding someone else's business when she should just mind her own. She's equally stupid. This whole thing should have stopped right there. That's where it should have stopped. But it went to Twitter. And then everybody on Twitter went crazy showing how stupid they are. And they went crazy over this whole situation, turning this into a racial issue because they're stupid people, right? This has nothing to do with race. This has everything to do with one woman noticing that another woman was breaking the rules. And instead of just minding her business, she decided to get involved somehow. That's what this is about. So far, it's all stupid, right? And then the publisher says, well, we're going to drop her and put out some stupid statement about being the allies because they're so oppressed. right? Which is just equally stupid and self-loathing. You just look dumb, publishers. And then the distributor gets involved and says, you know, you know what they face. You know, we're over here policing their bodies, and you're going to over there tell the woman that she shouldn't be eating after we police their bodies all the time. Enough of policing their bodies. They're tired of it. Again, equally just stupid. And then the Daily News reporting this. We all know that the Daily News is stupid. And then they take a stupid tweet from a stupid person, and then they put that on there as in, I don't know if they were trying to bring a little comical relief or something. I don't know what the point of that tweet was, but it was stupid. So from start to finish, this whole thing is stupid. Everything about this case is stupid and never should have had any national attention whatsoever. And it's not about race. It never was about race. It's just the liberal lunatics made it about race. The way the Daily News is writing up the article, you know, woman takes a picture of a black worker, and it's just like, why do you have to continue to do that? Why do you have to continue to push this narrative of racism when this had nothing to do with racism? This has all to do with one woman who was breaking a silly rule of her job, and another woman who was just not minding her own damn business. That's what this is all about. And then leave it up to the people with no lives on Twitter to get involved and turn it into a whole big thing and a trending topic. And then it forced the a publisher and distributor who are super leftist, you know, retards from California, who had to show how woke they are. They had to prove, they had to go one step further to add to their wokeness and ruin this woman's book deal and possibly her writing career. Because she couldn't mind her own damn business. This whole thing is just nonsense from start to finish. And I'm over here getting excited over stupid. Right? Maybe I'm the stupid one for even talking about it, to be honest with you. All right, that's all I have. Please comment. Let me know what you feel about this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.